Mr. Uchenna Duaka is member, Institute of Non-Destructive Testing Nigeria, and a fellow, Institute of Marine Engineering, Science and Technology. You're welcome back on stage. Let's put our hands together for him once more. I'd also like to call on our next panel, the person of Engineer Goriola Obafemi Funke from Lagos State Building Control Agency. Let's jam our hands together as she approaches. You're welcome. And lastly, we have panelist builder Babajide Oyedele from Lagos State Building Laboratory Testing. Let's jam our hands together as he approaches. You're welcome, sir. So it's now time for us to begin the panel session as I hand over the microphone to the lead panelist, the person of Engineer Victor Ifeozu, CEO, King's Knight Industrial Company. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for our panelists.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Thank you to everybody for your patience so far. Our panel session is going to be brief. My name is Victor Ifeozu. I'm the MD of King's Knight Industrial Company Limited. We are based in Warri, but we work all over the country. We are into NDT in some certain spaces. And before me here, as he has introduced, we have Uchenna, we have Engineer Funke, and Babajide. Right. We're going to be having a panel discussion on the topic building and infrastructural collapse in Nigeria, the causes and solution. As a background information, the immediate consequence of not money engineer Uchenna is seasoned non-destructive experts all over the world. Level 3. There are not up to 20 of them in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, as at last year, we had only 11 level 3 certified entity in the whole of this country. 220 million people are counting. We have only 11 of them, and we are privileged to have one of them here. Engineer Uchenna, welcome. So, quickly, the building and infrastructural collapse in Nigeria, what are the causes? Should I start with Baba?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to be here this afternoon. And I'm happy we are talking about building and civil engineering structures and factors that affect it in Nigeria presently. And I'll be talking on some major factors. One is the use of substandard materials during construction. Another one is imposition of cost limits by building developers, building owners. Everybody wants to cut costs, or they are looking for who can actually build it cheaper. I can build it cheaper, where they're supposed to use probably 10 bags of cement, they want to use 2 bags of cement and all that. And the use of quacks, in construction, it's one of the major factors that have been affecting the building industry, or say the civil engineering construction. You see that most of our jobs have been taken away by the quacks out there, because An average person feels a professional will charge more, unlike these technicians out there. When you come up with a fee, they feel your bill is higher, or it's just a normal feeling to see professionals like they charge higher and all that, and they tend to use the quacks in the construction. Another aspect is faulty design. You see people going out there, they just do like a duplicate drawings, because it is what is obtainable. Okay, let's repeat it. Because from experience, I have seen the structure in a waterlogged environment with a foundation that is supposed to be in a solid ground. Talking about maybe property, Lekki, Aja environment. And you see part-footing design, you wonder why. Especially maybe it's a 3 floors and all that. And you'll be like, oh, this is supposed to be sitting on a raft foundation or a pile foundation. So basically, you sense that there was no soil test, that was carried out one. And probably the designer was not even informed about the site conditions, And among others, our regulatory bodies have been going around trying to control all these happenings. The Lagos State Building Control Agency is saddled with this responsibility. The building regulations, the laws and all that have stated that you must have a professional on every building site, and in order to put a stop to building collapse. Generally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very good. You have just said that part of the reasons that we have this infrastructural collapse, especially in Lagos, where you hold sway, people try to cut corners, and they employ a lot of means to cut in corners. But basically, that's what it comes to. Second, parks have already overtaken, and they are still there in the space of building. They say, I am building, so I've been building for 40 years. Ask anybody, I built number 5 in Liberty Street. I built number 16 in Jeshate Road. No qualification. And no, it's true, because it happens everywhere. You see there, Baba, I've been building, that's the 4-story building, I've done it. But, and they charge lower. Yeah. And so, building developers want to patronize them more. And another thing you have just said, faulty design. It's actually faulty design, like you said, it's very important that we know it. Copy and paste. Somebody would have drawn a plan somewhere, somebody's just, sometimes they will forget to change the parameters and they just put it forward. And then some people will approve this, and then they will continue to build it. Let's go to engineer. I think it's engineer Funke, right? Yes. Sorry, I didn't have the details. Riola, I am happy that you're here because you're the police of the building industry in Lagos. And now, if the crime persists, does it mean that your agency have not noticed these people trying to cut costs, people employing parks, and the issue of faulty design, copy and paste? And since you have known this, what is your agency doing to addressing this so that we can reduce or eliminate in totality this, so that the losses we get from collapsed buildings cannot be quantified, especially when lives are involved? It costs 10 times more, to remove, rehabilitate, rebuild, if we consider the cost of doing it right from the first time. In the UK, there are buildings that were built 100 years ago and they are still standing. And they didn't have the codes that we have today. And yet, because the agency works, the government works, the system works, nobody can deviate from it. What is your agency doing now?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Engineer Goriola Obafemi. I'm representing my GM. Is unavoidably absent. I also am one of the director. I'm one of the director in Lagos State Building Control Agency. I also have another director in the building, engineer who is right at the back there. So, concerning the question you raised, when the state government has done and is still doing a lot about in order to reduce this building collapse to zero in Lagos State. What I want to talk a few things about my agency before I answer the question. If you first suspended floor, and before you do anything, you're supposed to come to Lagos State Building Control Agency. So when you come, we go to site, ensure that nothing has been done on that site, and when we now get there, we tell you, you need to put everything, you need to adhere strictly to the drawing that you got the permission on. Then you do the setting out of the foundation, you invite us, we'll come, and ensure that it is according to the drawing. Then the position of all the reinforcements, the sizes, the numbers, the spacing are according to the drawing. Because that drawing must have been certified by a correct registered engineer. Then after your foundation, if you are doing a pile footing, you know there is need for piler, then you also invite us. You know that if you have on your ground floor, you have reinforcement, you're supposed to invite Lagos State Building Control Agency. As you move with the column, suspended slabs, but you find out that most of owners or contractors will not even invite us. And some that will be invited, they will have gotten to a particular level. So we ask them, okay, you've done this, we are not there, and we're supposed to do stage for each of these levels. But some, we are not there. We are not being invited. And the one we've been invited will start from the scratch to the finish. And those that we are not being invited, we ask them to carry out NDT to ascertain the strength, the integrity of that structure. Well, apart from that, the government has also incorporated CAD, presently certified accredited program, where the professionals are also being added up. The program is on. You can apply. You have a company, we have different stages. You can apply because the building control agency cannot do everything. When you think of the rate of building in Lagos State, you'll be overwhelmed with the numbers. That is why the government introduced Lagos State certified accredited program, where the professionals are being invited depending on the level of which they can do. So the Lagos State government is doing a lot. We ourselves in the Lagos State Building Control Agency, we are doing a lot in order to reduce this building collapse to the BRX minimum. Thank you.
Thank you very much. She has taken us a long journey about what her agency does. But it's obvious that the ball rests on your table squarely. Because if you're the control agency, I want to just ask this question before we go to our Uche. What does the law empower you to do when there is a breach of this protocol, these stages that you just mentioned? that you must be consulted even before the first shovel is sawed, is done. And if they don't empower you to do, one. And if the law is not there, well, let me answer first. Let's know what does law empower you to do if there's a breach in this protocol.
Okay, for those that don't even, because we find out that some don't even have any approval. They just started building. Me too, I want to build in Lagos. So what we do, we stop them. The first thing to do, we stop them.
What does the law say?
That's what I'm trying to explain. I'm going to explain everything. We stop them. Anywhere we meet them, we're supposed to stop them. We stop them. Ask them to go and conduct the NDT on those that they've completed. Then they will now go to Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority to get their approval.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the director is wanting to say something there. Yeah, could we just get you because they are together? So could I get it? This is not about the microphone. Take this one so that he can shed light. It's very important that we know these things exactly. Gentlemen and ladies, you understand why I am, particular about this, because they are the regulatory agency and please.
Thank you, the lead panelists. My name is Engineer Bayo Yuba. I am a director of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and I cover the Ikorodu division of Lagos. Now, the agency's core mandates essentially include ensuring that distressed buildings do not collapse. They're captured, early enough. The second one is that we also engage in supervising what we call stage inspection for buildings under construction. We also issue out letters of authorization to commence construction, remodeling, renovation, demolition, and all that. And we also have our enforcement arm within the agency. We also ensure that buildings that should have insurance, depending on the number of floors, also have that insurance to cater for workers' compensation, safety, and all that stuff. And a few more. Basically, our mandate is to ensure the building industry. Now, in regards to what my colleague has already said, I just want to add a bit, to it. Before, like she mentioned, you commence construction, you are meant to have a permit. Even if you want to demolish, you are meant to have a demolition permit, physical planning agency. And so that is the first interaction we have with you, either as an owner or ensure we go to your site, ensure that you have bare land, that we can look at it, take pictures, do our reports, and issue you an authorization, for you to police, mark and serve, and seal and demolish, rather than actually looking through people during this process. And for the records, there's none that LABCA has supervised that has collapsed in Lagos State. None.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So now going to the issue of distressed structures, we are spread along the lines of local governments and LCDAs, meaning that we have districts spread across the entire state, where we have officers in the building industries, being architects, engineers, builders. We even have geologists in a few of the cases across the state. So part of their duty is to monitor on a daily basis on what goes on within the confines of their district. Now, how do we do that? What the question you ask is, what do we do to stall this? As you would have probably noticed, when you see the red marks on buildings, that is our duty. When you see buildings being demolished and people are emotional and all that stuff, that is our duty as well. But the thing is that by law, we start by issuance of statutory notices. We just don't jump on buildings and begin to demolish them. we serve contravention notice, stop work notice, and all those notices until the property is sealed. And in most cases, what you discover is that these developers do not want to stop. And so by the time we're doing the demolition, people are now emotional that why are you looking at? Why? Because they are not stopping either. They're not waiting for the concrete to cast. They're just popping, and the building is going up. So that is one thing. The last one I want to talk about also is that we've taken up the initiative in 2022, 2 years ago. LAPCA advertised in the newspapers, I think it was in April, about almost 400 and something properties in Lagos, that we had discovered that were highly distressed, and we have demolished, I think, up to 98% of them today. And so that is why in recent years, if you've noticed, when rain falls, buildings just collapse like a pack of cards. This year, it's monumental. I think we have two. One that we already sealed, and we have evacuated everybody in that property, and there was a partial collapse on it. The other one was the one that they were still in there to construct behind the doors of LAPCA's knowledge. So the Lagos State government under Mr. Governor has done so well in encouraging the agency and ensuring that there's a zero collapse in Lagos, because lives really do matter to us. I also want to mention that in our year, we have a yearly stakeholders program. We just did one in August, right here in Sheraton. And the one we did here was focused on artisans. The one of last year was focused on professionals, and also we engaged. We have advocacies. We had artisans from across the state that fill the hall, and we're actually speaking broken, Yoruba, whatever language they could understand. Because when you get to those sites, especially the illegal sites, they are the ones you meet there. And most of them don't even know, the implication of what they do. I just want to add this voice in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Bayo. You have taken us, giving us a down of what your agency does. The part that got me, and I'm sure everybody here is interested in, is when you demolish these buildings and there is this emotion. You see beautifully built houses, and then for one reason or the other, the bulldozers go there and they demolish them, and you see people and they're outside. And it's emotional because it's all in the social media space. So I just want to ask here, why is it that you don't publish these notices you give them so that every other person is aware that these houses are contravening the agency's laws? Or has it become political that, well, if this man belongs to a certain political class, they'll bypass the street and then go to the other street? Because it's very important that the law is supposed to be blind. So if there's going to be demolition of houses that does not have permit to save life in future, then it should be done. But in doing that also, you appear to be making it, free and fair by telling people all houses on these streets do not have permits to build. We are giving you 48 hours, 25 days, whatever time. Spend money to advertise it on the newspaper so that when your action comes, nobody will say you came to them in the middle of the night and started demolishing their properties. That's just my personal opinion on that. And I'm sure people will ask and make suggestions later.
Sorry, I want to reply
to what I just said.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
our session, we are working by time. Okay.
Please.
Yeah, please.
Before you see us bringing any structure down, we will have served all necessary notices. We work within the law that covers LAPCA. We've never gone beyond our law. We're supposed to serve our notices, and then we'll serve it, and we will have asked them, our people, this house can collapse anytime. I paid 1 year. The landlord is owing me 3 months. I've not finished. You don't need to wait. Your life is on the line. No, I have to finish my money. Okay, my money finished last December. I'm supposed to use 6 months. This is the second month, and the landlord said we should leave. I'm not going to leave. You know that kind of a thing. That is why you see us go to some structure. We need to talk. By the time we do the talking, some of them will move. Because in the process, we even remove the windows. So that they can leave. Because Nigerians, I'm sorry to say, we don't value our life. Nigeria, I only go, but nobody wants to. So that is the issue.
That's for distressed buildings, madam. I'm talking about newly constructed buildings, the ones we see on social media. Beautifully built construction. Suddenly you see bulldozer, you see their properties outside. Those are the ones we are concerned about.
Some are newly built, yes. As you said. They may be distressed. Some are, but you cannot see that one in the picture. We have some that have complete settlement. Yes. You'll be seeing the window. And some, they are partial. You cannot see that one on the picture, on the video. But the picture shown on the media, very beautiful. You start thinking, what is the government doing to allow this person to have built to this section? Why bringing it down? So there are a lot of it, sir.
Thank you very much, Engineer. I like this. Please just note that we'll take questions and answer, but not be too many. So as we are talking, I would like you to write your questions down so that I can take them in one full sweep, so we don't go and then they say after this man asks, I want to, based on what he answered. Just write your questions as we're going through. I'm going to come to Engineer Uchenna now. And I'm just going to take one thing from him, because if you listen to Teka's session, he was very methodological in delivering a lecture that is very technical. So I'm going to ask him something that I picked from Engineer Goriola's agency. He said that the government has a certified, accredited program for professionals. What is INDT, our Institution of Non-Destructive Testing of Nigeria, of which you are the first vice president, resident in Lagos, landlord and tenant and everything, done to take part in this certified, accredited program of professionals, or even taking our body, the whole of INDT, into that, so that somebody wants to build, peradventure, they don't know what NDT is. They say, go to that office, these are their numbers, so that they can bring the professionals in that field, and you can do that your block test, the column test, the body test, the tensile strength, the tests that would prevent the building from collapsing after construction.
Thank you. Good afternoon once again. Actually, I think one of the things INDT is doing is having a conference like this, and getting the government agency to participate, and that gives us room to start to collaborate. As I mentioned during my paper, the regulation setting up these agencies actually did not take cognizance of the fact that there is a profession called NDT. So they have put it under it's now subsumed under the activity of the structural engineer. So the structural engineer, if you look at that regulation properly, the structural engineer is supposed to be the one in charge of NDT. We are making this awareness, and going forward, at least I'm happy the director is here, and his other colleagues are here. I will get in touch with them so that we can discuss further on how INDT could assist them to achieve their objective. Even as I mentioned also in paper, one of the faults the NDT specifies is the Pundi test. But we also know as NDT professionals that for you to get the kind of results that will give assurance of the strength and value of that property, you need beyond Pundi test. You need other tests which I mentioned in paper. Thank you.
Yeah, Thank you very much. We will not take too much time, but the conclusion of this is the materials people said you need to test the materials before you upload them, and the causes of this collapse that we've been seeing is partially due to cutting costs and quacks, using quacks, and then faulty designs at the initial. The regulatory agency says people boycott them. As a matter of fact, people would have finished building before they even go and tell them. And then by the time they tell them, they now said, okay, let's go and do the tests. At that time, if those tests fail, what happens? So it's part of the things we are supposed to discuss today, and we will discuss them. And then also the distressed buildings and the landlords collecting money from a house that is distressed, and the tenant saying we will die here, and nothing is done about it. And the professional Aluche, who says that the government should recognize the activities of the INDT, we are willing to collaborate free of charge, if possible, in controlling the practices of building, to eliminating totally if possible, or at least reducing by a high percentage the structural collapse that we have in buildings. We're not talking just about buildings here, it's just that it's the most common one that is visible. Bridges, other infrastructures collapse. But because the ones we are seeing now that is impacting us is these buildings that people live in. And then sometimes I heard one happen that will really move sometime ago. I think that's the latest one.
Published is one of the one we published, and there is nobody there.
Yeah, nobody was there, but it was captured live, collapsing. It was captured. I saw that video and I was wondering, was it that they put a bomb under the house? It means that the house had been under distress for a long time. I thank all the panelists for your insights. It's because of lack of time. Otherwise, this panel would have taken a longer time than we are expected to. So I want you to quickly indicate if you have questions, short remarks, so that we can take the people so that they can answer. I will stand in doing that so that I can read them out. Please, if you have questions, indicate. Am I seeing any hands up? Yes? Engineer, right? Yes, can you, if possible, write them down? And then write your name and then tell us who you are addressing the questions to. Am I seeing one of them? Okay, the world speak. The MC said that a lot of them want to voice the questions themselves, and I will allow that. So while you're combining, when I'm seeing the names, the hands, so I can just recognize them so that you can speak afterwards. Madam, I can see you number 1, number 2, number 3, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay, I have questions here. How do we ensure that verification and characterization well supervised by Standard Organization of Nigeria from the point of manufacturing? Is it beyond this panel or not? But let's take it out. Most cases of collapsed buildings are conversion of houses and addition of floors. How do we just private school that was downstairs and was direct at an overaction, by the property owners. That, and then I will ask Engineer Goriola or the other director to take on or downstairs, as we call it, to 2-story building.
Just like I explained, some of these people does not have approval. So if you don't have approval, you cannot start from the scratch. The supervise. You cannot put additional floor on it. If it is 10th floor, it will be 10th.
It says, how do we ensure that it stops? Answer of how No, let him answer. It's not. Let it come from his mouth or from the microphone so that we know.
Thank you. I think the first thing issues get naughty, they come to the headquarters. Now, like we tell them, like I say, we're not demons, and we're not there to sadden people. Have families, have friends, have colleagues, also in the same circle. Now, by the law, let me go first of all to the first question you asked. And it's also good for people to understand. The Lagos State Building Control Agency has two key departments, technical departments. The first one we called Inspection and Quality Control Department, and that department essentially deals with fresh construction.
Yes, I understand that. So quickly,
and that department deals with existing buildings. Now, it's a continuous process where officers go out to serve buildings in the 70s, in the 60s. Last week I just got approval from an elderly man for a property developed in 1968. And the man actually had a certificate of completion. And, so people do the right thing. So people do. And so this department goes out on a daily basis on existing buildings. The thing is that most existing buildings do not collapse, and they're not noticed. And the thing again is that I also put on record that our officers out there are molested, they're injured, some have even lost their lives doing their routine job because we face a lot of restrictions out there. Now, if you look at advanced lives compared to Nigeria, how many officers are there in government that do supervision of buildings compared to what we have in Uganda? The lack of almost 400 officers on this job. But the madness of people wanting to build in respect, you have sense that you have area boys out there waiting. There's been a building that has officers have gone there and their police officers sat our officers down, humiliated them by shooting around them so that they won't come back. So we also face a fair share of our issues. Now, in regards to buildings that have additional floor, if you put an additional floor,
Thank you, sir. If you put an additional floor on your property, by law, it will be demolished. We will serve their notices first and put it down. Now, also to put on record, you also have buildings, like we're engineers mostly here. There's no property that cannot be salvaged. It's an opportunity cost of, do you want to spend so much or do you want to start from scratch? There's some buildings that they would go and say they want to remodel, but of course they will have gone through physical planning, to get the approval, and in the structural designs, adequate foundation would have been provided to sustain whatever additional floors or whatever you want to add on them. So for your question, additional floors is complete demolition. Distress structures just as well. People conduct, and this is for our brilliant, I don't know, I can't recall the name, sir. You did a beautiful, presentation. I had like 3 pages of things to mention and talk to you about. I don't know what regulation you are still referring to, sir. We have an amendment.
thank you very much. We are very well pressed for time, and I must end this session right now because there are these questions, because there's going to be a continuation of all the things that we have done, and all these questions that we have not answered. Those who have questions, still hold on to them, and I'll tell you why. We are supposed to go for lunch, and then the restaurant will close soon, and we'll need that time to eat. And I'm sure a lot of us are hungry already. I know that Engineer Uchenna is urging to answer this question about reinforcement rods are tested from Standard Organization of Nigeria and everything. But I'm sure you would get to hear that later. So gentlemen, I must thank everybody on this panel. I must close this panel at this time. Thank you very much. That one has come from outside from the floor to give us a lot of insight and what they do. Engineer Guriola, the lady iron woman who controls the building, and imagine my good friend of the material testing session. I don't know the exact names, but I know that Lagos State, all the agencies have uniforms and they are beautiful uniforms. Thank you, Engineer Uchenna, for being here, and thank you, gentlemen, for listening to us. At this point, I close the panel.
Let's put our hands together for the panelists. A resounding round of applause, please. It was quite an interesting session, and enlightening as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to take a break. We're actually going for the lunch break, and when we return, we'll be having more interesting and enlightening conversations. So I'd like every one of us to, say each other like we did for the tea break. We can assemble out there and have the ushers guiding for the lunch break. So we'll be back after the lunch break for some more great conversations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please would like to have the special guest exit for the lunch break. So let's give the special guest a chance. Thank you. Please let's go and have our lunch. You have just 30 minutes. Please, I would like us to, take advantage of that time so we can come back and continue with the conversations. Thank you as you do.
complete pollution, total corruption in every nation. I feel like playing, my voice still playing. Now it's got me going crazy. Cause it's got me wishing. See, I wish I could fly. Fly